We'll talk to Brodie Retallick right now. He's in Napier. He's come out of MIQ. He's back in New Zealand. Mate, well, welcome home. You're looking forward to, I suppose, pulling the boots on, but have you enjoyed spending a little bit of time back in Napier? And I hear today was a very special day.
Yeah, it's definitely good to be back in New Zealand. We got it pretty good here in terms of COVID. There was a few restrictions of us in Japan and different things, and even coming back out of MIQ, just walking around without a face mask on, felt a little bit weird for a couple of days. But yeah, it's exciting to be back, and waiting to see if I get named, obviously, next week, and looking forward to getting stuck into New Zealand rugby again.
Konbanwa, Brodie-san, genki desu ka?
Genki desu.
Oh, nice.
There he goes.
Now, they said you've just been eating raw fish, so you're 6 kilos down. Is that the truth? And if so, is that a bit of a worry for you coming straight back into test season?
Yeah, I think old Smithy put it in the papers that I was down to 117 kgs or something like that, which was not quite true. I didn't quite get that light. I guess obviously Japanese rugby isn't quite as physical as Super Rugby or Test Rugby, so you can get away with being a little bit lighter. I've been working pretty hard the last sort of 3 or 4 weeks of putting some weight back on and conditioning myself to get back and hopefully play Test Rugby. So, yeah, I don't think it'll be too much of an issue. I feel like I can get around the paddock a lot better, a little bit lighter, but getting that balance of the two is probably going to be the key.
Hey Brodie, obviously in Japan over some pretty interesting times. Did you have a good experience and the family enjoy your time over there?
Yeah, it was a little bit different this season. We had a few restrictions put on us, understandably. Obviously, if we got COVID within the team, we were out for 2 weeks. So we would have loved to do a bit more travel of Japan, which we didn't get to. But on the whole, yeah, we loved the experience, the people, the culture. And it was just really refreshing to be in a different environment for a while and see how the Japanese do it. And yeah, on the whole, we loved it, and it was great for the family and a whole lot of different reasons.
Guys, it's great to see you back, and I love your modesty, mate. I hope you get picked in this All Black team as well, mate. But saying that, I mean, it would have been difficult over there. I mean, you went over there, you played a lot of rugby for the All Blacks and for the Chiefs. Having COVID, was it a little bit of a blessing in disguise in terms of you've now been able to have a little bit of a rest as well over there during this sort of the pandemic?
Yeah, it was. I think in the first season over there after the World Cup, we only played for 5 games, and then normally the off season for the Japan season is about 3 months, but we actually ended up spending about 7 months back in New Zealand. So it was I pretty much just did no training for about 2.5 months, and then have gone hard ever since. So yeah, I'm hoping to reap some rewards out of that, and the body's in a good spot. It's had plenty of time to rest and do all that. So yeah, I hope from pushing on for the next couple of years, I'm going to reap the rewards of having that decent break and also a good pre-season to get the body conditioned.
Have you had any contact with the coaches and management of the All Blacks over while you've been away? Just in keeping contact, just I suppose to keep tabs on how you are feeling and how you are doing?
Yeah, not too much. I've talked to Fozzie once since I've been back in New Zealand, and Nick Gill, the strength and conditioning trainer, has been in touch to see how it's going. Give me a bit of a program, but yeah, that's about it so far.
I mean, you and Bowden are certainly going to be in the test side, although obviously I'm not the selector. But do you think it's wise coming straight back into a starting lineup, or would you actually prefer to get your feet on the ground a wee bit, get into some contact, get used to New Zealand rugby again, or you'd be confident either way?
Yeah, it's probably a good question. Like it's going to be a completely different level, being back in the test arena. I'd be comfortable if I got put back into starting, but at the same time, I realise that being out of New Zealand, it's been different, and I've got to earn my spot. So, I'm comfortable either way. It is going to be a little bit odd coming back in and getting used to it, but I guess if I feel like I can, and obviously I earn my spot, then there's no reason why I'm not going to back myself.
Guys, you spoke about the physicality in Japan. I mean, how difficult was that for you? I mean, you love going to rucks and hurting people and getting hit yourself, but then you've come up against guys that, you know, the physical sort of side of it wasn't that big. And also on the flip side of that, when you come back, how have you sort of, you know, how are you going to try and adapt to that to get to that intensity, because it's totally different?
Yeah, that's right. I still tried to have the same intent, and I actually probably shouldn't say this, but I experienced my first red card in Japan in the pre-season game for, for a big hit. It was debatable, I thought, but yeah, I guess that's definitely the hardest part. Is obviously, you know, in my mind, I'm still trying to be physical, and I've worked hard at my technique. Obviously, the players over there are a lot smaller, so working on the body height, and yeah, I think that will be the area that'll be the main focus in the next few weeks anyway.